new area managers here this weekend. You are in for an absolute treat. So for anyone I've not met, my name is Vodden and I am a Regional Vice President with Vodden and Independent Consultant as of December 2016. I'm also a mum of 3. I have a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old little girl and a 14-week little boy at the back with my sponsor who's babysitting. But I'll just give you an idea of my background that brought me into Arbonne and then those breakthrough moments. So I've been building my business just over 4 years, and prior to Arbonne, all I knew was dance, teaching dance, choreographing. So what I did is I studied dance, I moved to London, I performed, and mid-20s I moved back to Yorkshire, in case you've not noticed I'm from Yorkshire with the accent. And I set up my own dance and model agency and became a freelance dance tutor in primary and secondary schools. And I really did love what I was doing. I felt really blessed that I was now getting paid for something that I'd loved to do from being a little girl. But I sat in the staff room expecting my first child, and one of my colleagues was telling me that she paid £1,800 a month for childcare for her children, to drive 45 minutes to a secondary school and teach other people's kids. And I sat there, and in that exact moment, I'd not even heard about Arbonne, but I knew there was no way that was going to be me. And so you can imagine when my friend messaged me and said, come and hear about this, it was just, it's fate, isn't it? So I went along, and it was a friend who, she's not in the business now sadly, but Nicola Kurtz, my amazing sponsor, took me under her wing and poured belief into me, and I became an area manager in my 10th month, which seemed really fast. You know, we were in big momentum, lots was going on. But then I stayed there for 3 years, and you've heard this from so many people, so I felt stuck, and we don't like that word, but I got there fast, and then I was just in that place. So I really needed to start looking at myself and what needed to change, because year on year I was seeing the same thing. And I actually went into region qualification twice in that time and didn't complete. So rather than looking out to the team to find the breakthrough in them, I started really to look deep at myself, and it's an ongoing journey. In the past, I'd suffered a very bad anxiety and panic attacks, and just standing here today, it's incredible to think where this business takes you. It's just priceless. And I get nervous, because we love what we do and we want to be able to give to other people, but it's the business that's helped me with that. But I started to look at myself, and one of my first breakthrough moments was when I discovered meditation. And this might be something quite a few of you in the room do, but for me with the anxiety, it really, really helped. So if you are someone that feels maybe your self-worth is limiting you, you're holding yourself back, because I could have pushed for completion those 2 other times, but I didn't. I totally self-sabotaged myself. So look at meditation. You can do it first thing in the morning, last thing at night, while you're sleeping. It changed everything for me, because this can be your best friend in this business or your absolute worst enemy. So get to work on that. That might be the little piece of the jigsaw that's going to help you. It did become a daily habit for me, and what happened is that started to fill me up, and I started to finally believe in myself. And at that point I could pour that into my team, and I couldn't do that before. I used to worry, oh, will they think I'm bugging them if I ring them? I don't know what was going on up there, but I filled myself up and started pouring that belief into the team, and I noticed the leaders stepping up. I've got 2 of my area managers here today, Leanne Kelly and Deborah Gotch, and I couldn't have done region without them, but I had to become the best version that I could be in that time to be able to pour that into them. So the second thing would be having and finding that absolute slam the door shut, bolt it, lock it, this is happening right now. And we've all talked about this decision today, but it wasn't until I really, really made that decision that I realised all the hundreds of times I've made it before I hadn't really. So it's all about finding that conviction that region is happening, and it's happening now, and finding something that's really, really going to drive you. Now, I did have a little helping hand, because 3 days after my completion date, my baby was due. So you can imagine the urgency. I had a birthing pool in my dining room. I was out here, and there was no way that it wasn't happening. Absolutely, on this earth, there was no way. And I've never felt that decision before. So you've got to find something that gives you that much urgency and drive and passion to make it happen. That might be a pain and it might be a pleasure that's driving you, but really dig deep to find that, because that is what will take you to region. I think I can hear my little one gurgling. And basically just take away everything that you learn this weekend, because I have been doing this business over 4 years and I've been to a lot of events and taken lots of knowledge and lots of notes, but I hadn't implemented it all. There's little pieces of a jigsaw with Arbon, and when you do it all, when you write your goals, you read them every day, that is a big, big thing. Make sure you're seeing them at least 3-4 times a day. You're doing the personal development, you're consistent in the activity. When you do piece it all together, it does work, so don't leave anything to chance, don't miss anything out, because you don't want to be dragging it out for years like so many of us did, staying at the same level. Put all those pieces together and you'll absolutely be back here next year on this stage as a regional vice president. Thank you.